Well, good afternoon, Elena. It's nice to see you.
And it's nice to see you too.
Thank you so much for joining our podcast here. And, it's really uh, enjoyable to have different realtor partners from all over the country. And today, Elena's coming to us from Tucson, Arizona.
Mhm.
And to make sure I get this correctly, I wrote it down, Realty Executives, Arizona Territory.
Yes.
And we're just happy to have you with us today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm very honored to be here.
Thank you. So, the title of this podcast, as we spoke about previously, is called The Mindset of a Champion. What
Mhm.
sets you apart? So, it's a nice opportunity for us to get to know you better so we can send you referrals to your area, especially as you're the expert. And along with a referral comes
Mhm.
this nice podcast video that we can share with the person that we're referring to, saying, hey, this is why we recommend Elena. She's amazing. She'll take great care of you. And so we're going to have fun. So,
Okay. Um, should I answer the question?
yeah, let's go. So,
Okay.
how did you get
You
into
know
real
what?
estate and all that stuff? Go ahead.
What sets me apart, I think, is transparency. So transparency has always been the core of my business philosophy. Um, my idea is what I know is what you will know. So I'm very straight to the point, ensuring that clients have a very clear understanding of what they're getting themselves into, what options they have, and what real estate process that they have. In addition to that, I create, a buyer presentation, a seller presentation, for those that are not, computer experts,
Yeah.
mail out my little book that I have, for buyers and sellers. So I prepare it all. Doesn't matter what stage you're at, whether you're a first time home buyer or you're returning to me or you're coming to me as a referral. I treat everybody, all my clients, like my babies, and all of my partners know that I'm a very strict person. So they know that anybody that I've sent their ways, I have, either use it myself or, my clients have used them. So, they come highly recommended. I also, this kind of approach helps me build trust with the clients as well. And
That's
it
important.
allows the clients to be, to make well-informed decisions. And I'm trying to instill confidence in them, right? Because buying a house or selling a house is very stressful.
Be
And while I
scary.
can't promise that, I can create a stress-free environment, but I'm there to help facilitate it, to help reduce that stress for them.
Yeah, that's amazing. And what I heard out of there too is you're a mother hen. You want to gather those chicks together and take great
Yep.
care of them, make them feel
Yes,
secure. And you mentioned a point there. The home buying process can be a little scary sometimes when you don't
it
understand
is.
it. So I love
Yes.
what you said there about
Yeah.
helping people to understand it better, what they're getting into, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about your journey.
Mhm.
When did you start real estate? Why did you start it?
Well, I started real estate in 2019. I've spent a few years in corporate sales before. I actually graduated and worked in an audit department before, which I always tell my clients that really makes me being skeptical about things, which is good for them, right? Because whenever I walk into the house, I kind of checked out everything. I do all my audit review
Yeah.
file. So that's really helpful for them, I would say. And really the reason why I wanted to do real estate is because I want to be my own boss. I want to work, what do they call there's an ongoing joke about you pick which half of the day that you work, which 12 shift do you want to work, and
Right,
I
right.
want to work 24/7, so I decided I want to go into real estate and be my own boss.
You're in the
That's
right
literally
field.
that's literally how I started. But it's the clients and the stories behind every home buying process that kind of helps me propel me to where I am today.
Oh, that's great. And so what I heard, 2019, hey, let's go, let's go. And then COVID hits,
Yeah.
2020. How did that impact your business? And how did you, what pivots or adjustments maybe did you have to make to stay successful?
So it's interesting. I actually have two kids while after I got my license. So last year was actually my first full-time year in real estate. And I like to tell you that, I only experienced the down market. I have not experienced the up market yet, which is interesting because, a lot of clients ask me, how's your business? I always tell them it's actually very steady. I've always had steady business on a down market. So they're like, well, Elena, just wait until when we have an up market. That means your business is going to take off like crazy. And I'm like, well, fingers crossed.
Here we
We'll
go.
see. Yes, we'll see where that is. But honestly, even on a down market, I think what makes me stand out is that I'm very systematic, and I'm very proactive. I like to say I have thick skin. I don't mind cold calling. I don't mind, shadowing. I don't mind doing a lot of things. I put on a student cap is what I call it. And, whether it's a new agent, somebody who's in the business for 20, 30 years, I go and I shadow them because there's always things to be learned about different person and their
Always a
different
student.
approaches.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I love learning. As a matter of fact, I 2 weeks ago, what I did was I called one of my mentor up, and he sells a big appliance stores here. I'm like, I'm going to shadow all your salesperson. He's like, okay. So you know what? I sent myself there, and I spent part of the day shadowing all the sales guy. Because like I said, there's things, sales is a transferable skill.
Right.
So, once you start to learn from other people, then you know what works for you, what doesn't work for you. So I think that is what kind of helps me in a down market. And I adapt pretty quickly to the new market conditions. I know that, we have this NAR settlement going on.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny because my clients were like, well, Elena, we've always signed the buyer broker agreement.
Right.
And I'm like, yes, you do. And they're like, we're like the pioneer of the buyer broker agreement. And I'm like, yes, you are. Because all of my clients know that, I'm a straight shooter. So until you sign a buyer broker agreement, I don't take you out on, showing houses because I'm committed to you. And I ask that you give me the same commitment as well. And when people are serious, they will sign it. And that's what I find, pandemic or post-pandemic, season, that's what works for me personally.
You were already prepared for it because you know what, with this whole NAR settlement thing, from what
Mhm.
I'm hearing, different agents talking it up, some really afraid of it, others not afraid at all. And I'm thinking to
Mhm.
myself, why are they so afraid and the other ones aren't? Well, you just described the difference. What you've been doing for your clients never changed.
Yes.
You've been setting the respect level right from the start, what
Yes.
the expectations are going to be,
Yes.
sign an agreement, and you rock and
Yes.
roll. There's no
Yes.
difference in the change there. It's just more transparency.
Yes.
Maybe some were afraid to be called out on that transparency now. So that could be the difference.
You know what? I always said, you can't change other people. You can only change yourself. So, whatever you can do to make the process better, make the industry better, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's well said. And you mentioned something in there, and it kind of spoke to me as far as you know what your why is, why you wake up every morning and you do what you do. And I think you said at least there's two of them. There's two important whys in your life. Can you speak to why you're so intentional about your work each day?
I think what helps me a lot is having a positive mindset. Until I have a positive mindset, I can't go out there and conquer the world. I can't help my clients. I'm always, the something that my clients always tells me is I'm a go, go, go type of gal. And I am, of course, all of us have self-doubts. I had lunch with one of my coworker the other day. She's like, you seem to have your life put together. I was like, nope, nope, nope. Every day, every morning I wake up, there's self-doubt. But, I start my morning with gratitude. I think that's very important. You need to be thankful for, all the things. I mean, I'm thankful that I'm breathing right now, and
Right.
talking to you, having this opportunity. So I think if we come from a positive mindset and coming from gratitude, a problem will have a solution, right? You can't always be going down. There one day it'll
Absolutely.
start picking up. right? And something that my mentor always tells me, diamonds are not formed, by water brushing back and forth. It's with a lot of pressure, right? So in
Absolutely is.
order to be great, then you have to put yourself through those tests. So I think those are my why. Every day I wake up, with gratitude and positive mindset.
Yeah, that's important. And my why is right here on this picture. There we go.
Your
That's
family.
that's my wife right there. And
Oh,
I make sure that, as I plan my day the night before, knowing what's, going to take place the next day or this following week, it's because of her that I do what I do, and I do it with such strength and vitality every single day because I know my responsibility is to take care of my family.
yes.
And having that mindset, yeah, those self doubts, those self limiting beliefs are going to hit us every day. I can't do this. I can't. But you know what? End of the day, we talk to people, we talk to positive minded people. We can do it,
Yeah.
and that's what keeps me going. And I know
Manifestation.
you absolutely,
Yeah.
and hard work along with
Yes.
that manifestation. It's rolling up your sleeves every day
Yep.
and doing what you know you need to do to help people.
Yeah. And you know what? I always say real estate is about 80% stress and then 20% rewarding. And every day you wake up for that 20%. And as long as that, it stays within that 80-20, then I'm good.
Yeah, absolutely. And all it takes is helping that one family.
That's
Help that
right.
one family, and you've been working with them for a while, and now you hand them their keys and they've got their home. It just, all that stress that led up to it
You
just
know,
goes away. It goes away, and that moment of serenity and peacefulness and gratitude just overtakes those moments of
you know
stress.
what? I am all about relationships. So, when you say the stress kind of dies down, sometimes it doesn't, right? Because you talk to the client, something happens to their
Right.
house afterward. But what I'm a strong believer in cultivating that relationship. So I always tell them, you don't think that you don't hear from me after you close on your house. You will hear from me. As a matter of fact, you'll hear from me a lot. And I treat it like a Benzer checklist, right? I every day I'm systematic. I have a list
Yeah.
of people that I call, and I call my past clients all the time. I know what their next holiday season is, when their anniversaries, their birthday. I write them handwritten cards. I do it all, right? Because I'm not just selling them that one house, which is why I think that's really important in sales. Sales is relationship building. So I think that's what helps me the most is to, not because I close on one of your house, then I'm just going to say goodbye to you and never talk to you again. I still talk to them. I still check up on them. Even if they're moving out state, I still do it. Because, that is the part that I enjoy. That is my 20%.
That makes so much sense, and that's why you are successful at what you're doing. And it leads me to another thought: is how does having the mindset of a champion, how do you think that benefits your clients because you have that mindset of a champion?
I think, like I said, if you have a positive mindset, a champion mindset, it allows me to approach each challenges with a positive outlook, which is really essential in real estate these days because, we're commissioned only, right? And it also helps instill confidence in my clients, assuring them that I am fully committed to their success, finding them, their dream home. Also, it helps me to be solution focused. So basically, if there's any obstacle, I try to turn that into opportunities. That kind of give my clients a competitive edge in this real estate market, really.
Oh, that's well said. And speaking about your market, can you tell us a little bit about the Tucson area market that you serve and what's happening there?
The Tucson market has always been very stable. I mean, even compared to the Phoenix market, our average home sales is still below the national average. We do have a lot of snowbirds, coming here. And thanks to COVID, it opens door to a lot of people like young professionals, right? Now we're just not known as the retirement community. We have young families that move here because they're allowed to work from home. We have great hikings, lots of mountains, a lot of biking. We have like Tour de Tucson where, everybody, around the country, some people from, outside of the country come here for that. It's just a great living environment. And like I said, it's 5 to 10 degrees cooler than Phoenix. So
There's a key.
there you go. If you want mountains, we have like Mountain Lemon. You can go up there, be 20 degrees cooler in the summer. If you like snow, Mount Lemon. And then, if you want your nice, 60, 70-degree weather, which we're heading to that temperature right now, then, you go down to Central Tucson.
Sure.
I think that's what attracts people to here. And of course, I love to eat. So gastronomy is huge,
A
and there's
foodie.
tons of restaurants here, and we have even more restaurants starting to come here as well. So, it's not crowded like Phoenix. We have like I-10 is probably our main highway here.
Yeah.
But people are just nice and kind. If you signal, they let you pass. I've
Wow. Nobody
living
honks
in
at
other
you?
states. Yeah, I've been living in like other places, and signal and you never get to go through. So yeah, it's a perfect place, whether you want to start school. We do have some of the best basic school in the country. So that's what drives a lot of people here. We have, 3, 4 large hospitals here in Tucson, and it's in need of a lot of traveling nurse and doctors coming
Oh,
here.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, that's why I moved to Tucson in first place, because my husband got an assignment here in Tucson. We lived here for a few months, and we're like, we're going to buy a house here. We love here so much.
That's great.
Yep.
We help. I had some clients too that were also traveling nurses,
Yeah.
and and I think one of them actually did end up staying in the Tucson area.
Yep.
So that's wonderful. It sounds like the Tucson area is just a great place to raise a family, to settle down there. It's got a plethora of different activities and things to do.
Yeah,
Uh,
golf course, you name it. We have some of the most beautiful golf course here. So, whether you're young professional or you're at a retired age, we have it all for you.
Wow, that's great. Well, thanks for sharing about your market there. And I have one final question for you, and it's what advice would you have for others to be successful or to stay successful?
I used to say that my advice is either you work hard or work smart, but now I think I have a changed mindset. I say that my advice for you is work hard and work smart. Understanding your why is critical because it gives you that drive, that motivation to keep pushing forward, especially when challenges arise. Also, I always say to look for ways to pay it forward, by helping others. I've had mentors that helped me get to where I am today, and I'm also mentoring a few people. Create that network of support. It can be a tremendous resource throughout your career. So, pay it forward.
Wow, that's really, really helpful advice. And I heard something the other day from another one of my realtor partners that said, never leave the basics. And I said, well, that makes sense, but why would you say it that way? Because, and she told me, she says, it's because I hear people say, I've got to get back to the basics. And she says, never leave the basics.
Just stay there.
Do, do what you
Stay there and
said.
grow.
That's right. Do what you
Uh-huh.
said. All your past clients constantly stay in front of them. Those are
Mhm.
things that's sales 101, right? We
Mhm.
never forget about the people we've already serviced. That's our warm market.
Yep.
And so I appreciate what you said there too. And by way of mentorship, now you're paying it forward. You've gained mentorship. Now you're mentoring others as well. And
Mhm.
that's just the way to do it in our business and in any business and in life.
Yeah.
So Very,
Yeah.
very helpful. Good information for us. Well, Elena, thank you so much. I know you are a busy person and mother and wife and realtor in your area. And I really appreciate you taking the time out to share with us what makes you a champion in your field there and your mindset. You got the right mindset to continue helping families. We look forward to sending you referrals as well.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
You are welcome. And thanks again for joining us today.
Okay. Thank you so much, John.